to shut him up. When the elevator reaches the hangar, Eve tries to put Wally in a pod to send him back to Earth, but he refuses to go if Eve doesn't come too. Suddenly they hear a noise, and Eve and Wally get into capsule mode to hide. The visitor's a little robot controlled by Otto, who brings the plant to send it back to Earth. Wally rushes into the pod to try to rescue the plant, but at that moment the little guy activates the pod and Wally is launched into space. Eve immediately enters an emergency exit and is launched out too while Wally presses all the buttons to make the pod stop, but he activates the self-destruct sequence instead. Eve watches how the pod explodes and thinks it's all over, but Wally suddenly passes by her using a fire extinguisher as if it was a jetpack. Both robots fly around until they finally get to meet in the middle, and Wally reveals he's managed to save the plant. Eve is so happy that she hugs Wally and pushes their foreheads together, sharing a small spark of electricity that feels that a kiss. Wally is shocked but also delighted by this, and he uses his extinguisher to dance with Eve through space as they make their way back to the ship. This is seen by John and Mary, who are finally enjoying the beautiful view of space, and approaching the window allows them to meet each other for real. Eve and Wally get back on the ship, and Eve sneaks around to avoid the guards, leaving Wally behind. She reaches the captain's room safely and hands the plant to McCree, who gets excited because now they can return to Earth. Eve interrupts him to show him the recording she took of the planet, and McCree's disappointed to see Earth isn't the beautiful place he saw in the old pictures. However, when Eve plays Wally's old movie too, the sound of music brings back some hope, and McCree decides that if the little plant didn't give up, he shouldn't either. The movie reaches the part about the handholding and Eve begins thinking about it too, especially when the recording suddenly shows her all the things Wally did for her while she was asleep. Meanwhile, Wally tries to go looking for Eve by entering a trash chute, and Mo follows him. The captain tries to order the ship to return to Earth, but Otto stops him and asks for the plant. McCree refuses and demands an explanation, thus Otto plays another video. The president of Earth announces the cleanup program was a failure and that toxicity levels make life unsustainable on Earth. This means the project to recolonize is cancelled, and Directive A113 puts the ship on eternal autopilot so humans